Hey, people. Right to what? Daniel, Bone Shadow. Bone Shadow, as I've come to learn, is Nico Wolf. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I got your message. Got a full team at the moment, but I'll definitely get you in for a later game, don't you worry. My eye on the mechanics. Much appreciated. Some of you may experience some deja vu. We're bringing you back part 5 because YouTube chewed it up and destroyed it. So I'm going to try and get you those characters again. It turns out, though, I've basically rebuilt 2 of them to be far more viable. So I'm happy to bring you that at least. Hey, 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 Game Kings! Say hello, everybody. We got Wild Frenzy.
Hello.
We've got Palmer Effect.
Hi.
We've got Brian the God Todd.
Yo.
And we've got Cranky Wombat.
How's it?
Happy days. We're all apexed out. Let's take a look at our newest map. And by newest, I mean it's been here all along, but now we can select it. Super Paradox. Gold, we will go up against... let's say...
Can I just, quick question, as you watch the stream. Have they give a date for the update? Because
no, they haven't given any dates yet.
Yeah, we're going to be, we got a lot to chat about a current new update coming, but no, we don't know the date yet, do we?
And I've got words. Words.
Go in Remnant.
According to the Remnant map. Skull, they've done the work for the patch. They've sent it off and they're waiting for it to be...
Right, so it's on the consoles now. Or the platforms to be more accurate. Brian, Cranky?
Can you hear my game?
Wild. Palmer will be here to check on the chat and send your messages over to me, my lovelies. Daniel, the Novocaine, how you doing, buddy? Got the Asari Huntress selected here, but let's start things off with the Havoc again. As you can see, I got a couple of Havoc cards recently, so I was able to get the melee evolution I wanted.
Havoc cards?
Turian Havoc.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you haven't played in a while, but it's no excuse to forget.
Right, so yeah, I'm going to do some changes to my mods on this gun right in front of you guys, because I've been using the piercing mod, thinking it operated like the old piercing mod. I know it's got the penetration going for it, and I also thought this was going to be helping me up against armor mitigation, but that's not how the piercing mods work in this game. They don't help against armor mitigation at all, they just let you pierce. And because this character's got flat cannon, I'm going to go ahead and just use the pistol barrel instead of it. Flat cannon usually gets stuff out of... I can't hear it yet.
I can hear your game through my headset, but...
I'll turn it down, because it's loud for me. I'm just wondering if you guys can hear it.
Okay. Much appreciated.
Ah, my fault.
God, I just can't get any of these. I'm going to go ahead and use a cyclonic one, I think. And I will go ahead and also use a pistol. Got one, huh? Trying to think of my builds to come today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, I'm going to let you have it. You're welcome. And when you're ready, guys, we'll be ready. So, of course, builds will be after the gameplay. As you joined me last week, have seen this build. This is not one of the ones I've changed. Because, you know, turbocharge and flat cannon are just a winning combination anyway. I'm still going to try and make use of the whole melee gun boost thing. I'll go over again why that's the only part of the hover mechanic I really care for with this character. As we play. But first we got Paradox, which is a map I do like. I'm glad we can finally select this.
I like it.
I get a little couple of problems I find with the earthier parts of the map. My character does get stuck in the soil here when I'm going up and down these slopes. They're not as smooth as they should be, but other than that, it's a pretty cool map, honestly.
People. Secure this position and stay sharp.
Oh, lads.
So the strat for this character with turbocharge is, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do this first because there's only one enemy here. But basically, I'm going to hit the flat cannon, stun the enemies, then I'm going to sort of hover towards them. Then I'm going to come crashing down with my aerial melee, get the nice gun damage bonus that comes with that. Maybe flak them again for good measure, and then I'll turbocharge and absolutely decimate those enemies in front of me. I find myself incredibly reserved with marksman, despite how I feel about that. But that's just because the recharge speeds on all the powers in this game are just super sucky. I'm reserved here. No, that's an observer just coming through the the environment there, just manifesting. Obviously, flying in and doing the aerial melee on these flying enemies doesn't work out. Right, okay, so this is the thing. Fly over, get the melee damage, stun them, turbocharge, end them. That's what you want to be rinsing and repeating for the most part. And the reason I decided to just use the hover to sort of get some, close the gap on my enemy and get that melee damage boost is because obviously there's some really nice damage reduction while you're airborne with this character. But the problem is, if you're mobile with this character, that momentum just goes straight into the hover and you'll frequently just kind of glide over the enemy you're trying to bloody hit. So it doesn't matter how many accuracy bonuses you put on her. If the enemy's completely out of sight, you're not going to get far. And you can obviously hover in the spot if you just sort of jump vertically up into the air, do a neutral jump, and then you can just hover there and do some nice damage. And you've got some really, really nice damage resistance while you do it. The only problem with that is you can probably get much better damage resistance using actual walls. is the way I feel about that. It's like if I just don't take damage by actually using real cover, I should probably be better off in the survival aspect. So it's a shame, really. If I could, I just wish if you covered less ground when you hovered, or at least covered less ground less quickly. That would be super. But this is all the underlining problem here is it's turbocharge again. And as cool as turbocharge is, it's the fact that there's not enough weapon variety in this game, I feel, to really benefit from having turbocharge so many times. Get off me, dude. And the weapon, obviously the weapon variety problem kind of stems from not only there being just not a lot of varied weapon effects, but those that do very often suck, which is a real problem. But of course, we got the Hurricane here, and this is the classic Hurricane marksman build. So you can't really fault it at all. Ooh. Now, I've actually taken the time to sit down and look at the formula for damage resistance in this game. It's fair to say that the damage resistance numbers you see in your sort of tool tips are like half strength, if you want to talk about them percentage-wise. If you see a boost for 100 damage resistance, you're basically getting 50% damage resistance. But the actual formula for the numbers actually creates diminishing returns. So the more damage resistance you get, the less effective it becomes overall. It basically... What's a sort of nice round spot to work from? Because you were asking me this, Wild, when you were looking at the formula yourself. You put together a build for the standard Turian soldier, and you were getting over 400 DR, weren't you?
Yeah, 420-ish damage resistance.
Yeah, so, and I looking at the formula, I was able to just say, well, at 400 DR, you should be reducing damage to about a fifth of its normal strength. Is that being done by me? I just cannot tell.
I got it.
I'll get up. I'll get up. Right next to the...
Enemy tech shut
I
down.
don't know the formula off the top of my head. I should probably invite Nico into the party. He'll tell you. He's the one that sent me the formula in the first place. But it's good, actually. I don't have a problem with the diminishing returns, because if anything, that is more balanced. Because as cool as it was, like the Krogan and Batarian Vanguard in ME3 could actually reach complete damage immunity really fucking easy, and it was kind of game-breaking, if not absolutely awesome, but, you know. Ooh. Got observed through a Salarian there. If only you were meteor. Thank you kindly.
Next one!
Hang in there, Apex.
Ron says, hey everyone.
Hello, Ronnie. Oh yeah, you don't actually get stunned when you've already got your thing out, do you? It's nice for you.
Device shut down. Good job.
I still can't wait for the patch because they're fixing the crashes, I hope.
Yes, yeah, so let's talk about the patch. Actually, Wells got more information on this because Wells checking out the streams every week, and Dylan's obviously excited because that means he can play the fucking game. So yeah, apparently there's going to be fixes for that infamous constant crashing.
They say they're going to fix the crash. I don't know what crash
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
they're fixing.
Yeah, they've kept it vague, which may be wise.
They can't not like fix the crash that's causing like many people to not be able to play the multiplayer at all.
You think? The problem for the longest time is that they've just been denying that it's their problem, really. They've been saying, no, it's the console's fault. And it's like, well, and Myth, for instance, is able to say, well, I'm playing this on multiple platforms and they all perform the same way. And also my other games on said platforms don't have this problem. But apparently they've finally started to kind of acknowledge that this crashing, it might be connected to Mass Effect Andromeda. And there should hopefully be fixes for that so that people like Palmer here can join us and stay with us, most importantly.
Enemies headed your way.
They're also discussing what they're going to do with balance.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of those balance changes. There's been some really, really cool sounding ones. I'm going to lead off with the power combo one. So yeah, Wild's checked out the stream, and apparently they... well, Wild, tell them. You said they discovered it while testing?
They discovered that their damage scaling formula wasn't functioning at all. What they did was they put in a number that was bigger than their current number and then tried it out on the hard difficulty. Didn't change anything. So they put in an even bigger number, it still didn't change anything. So they then figured from that it was actually their formula that was causing these problems.
Right, yeah, and Myth was also saying that, what is it, that the apparently the damage increase for the difficulty is like directly tied to the single player, so it only actually affects the single player game and has no effect in the multiplayer. Of course, Myth said that, so you can take that with a grain of salt, but it seems to connect with what Wild's saying. So yeah, that's going to be amazing, because what you've got to consider, guys, is if they're saying that the power combos aren't actually increasing with the difficulty of the game, then you can start looking back at bronze and realizing what you can do in bronze and how awesome that would be in gold. There's, for instance, when you biotic do like a biotic combo on an unprotected enemy, they die. You know, they die. So if that comes to gold, that's going to just make dealing with these factions just like so much better. Like worlds better, that we can just finally dispatch all that plethora, that fucking long stream of bullshit enemies that come from fucking nowhere. We'll finally be able to dispatch them quickly, which would just nullify, for the most part, the nuisance of them. So I'm very excited about that. But Myth was also telling me about how these powers have tiers as far as it comes to power combos go. So something like Shockwave is actually like a tier 1 or low tier combo power. So even though Shockwave's fucking incredible at detonating, because yeah, Wild's got a video up on Twitter if you guys want to check it out, of showing you just how many combos you can get with a single bloody Shockwave. It's insane. But apparently it's actually a low tier power, so when you're using that, you're not actually getting the strongest biotic combo, or what, any kind of power combo when you're using it, which I think is actually a really great way to add depth to the powers in power combos. Apparently it's not going to be about the rank. It doesn't matter if you've got a rank 6 or rank 1 Shockwave. The fact that you're using Shockwave means it's tier 1, so it's only going to bring you the lowest form of power combo damage from its side of things. Obviously the priming power has its own tier too. So yeah, power combos look to get super good in the future if they really can sort of nail that down and fix that. And I think that'll do a lot to just make the game more enjoyable. It really, really will.
I mean, I find the Asari Adept as good as it is. I enjoy playing with them with the power combos as they are now.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing with the Asari Adept is she can just get them out at so constant that it nullifies that issue. And anything, that's probably going to bring about a nerf for the Asari Adept even more so if they fix that. But at the same time, all the other characters aren't the Asari Adepts, and they don't have the benefit she has. So if you want to break a balance game, you need your characters to kind of keep up with the Asari Adept. So I'm very excited to see that possibly happening.
They're all just saying in the chat how insanity between normal difficulty, the damage only goes up by 75 with combos.
I mean, yeah, that's what you want to see. You don't want your power combos to just get weaker and weaker as you go up in the game, especially considering they add more and more difficult enemies.
Yeah, but 75 extra damage is kind of pitiful for going from normal to insanity.
75?
Yes.
Are you talking about a single number or a percentage?
75 damage, single number.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
15.4.
Yeah, but you said when you say you got to remember with air effect powers, they're never going to be like I'm stuck in the ammo box.
Well,
Ugh. They're never going to bring in the massive. They're never going to bring in the massive like numbers that you get from those hard-hitting single target powers. They're never not. You've got to always consider the fact that they're doing that damage to multiple enemies, and I'm not entirely sure what's the state of this nullifier. I think it's dead. But then I constantly see enemies attacking me with empty health bars, and it's a bit of a fuckery, so I'm not going to lie to you. There might be some crazy health gate for the enemy here, because I have actually heard some really shocking things about the shield gate in this game. So apparently, when you when you trigger the shield gate, let's just go straight to it. The shield gate literally doesn't let any damage bleed over at all. So say an enemy's down to 1 shield health point, and you take out that health point with a whole bullet, you'll take out that 1 HP, and then the rest of your damage is gone. None of it bleeds over to the enemy's health whatsoever. And this is not just restricted to something like a sniper rifle shot. This happens to your fucking shotguns too, which is probably why the Claymore wanted nothing to do with this game. To be honest, I mean that sucks. It really, really sucks. That all of your pellets lose their damage to that 1 health point in shields. So I'm wondering maybe there's something like going like that with the health, because it's so consistent that you can just bring an enemy down to like what appears to be an empty health bar, and then they're still going. I mean, there is lag in this game that actually causes enemies to still attack you before the game realizes they're dead. And is there an invisible barricade here? I think so. We'll be getting to that later, don't you worry. Oh, the frames! Let me just kill the target first, and then we'll deal with the frames. Oh, I got rid of my piercing. Problematic. So now that they're double shielded up, I literally can't do anything to them.
He says, does the stream not know that the single player difficulty changes multiplayer combo damage?
I think that's what we just discussed. If that's what you're asking, you can rewind the stream. So maybe have a quick look back and see if we've already covered that. If not, please let me know what you're talking about. Yeah, any news on them sorting out this fucking nullifier nonsense? Because that needs to go. No, they said nothing on that.
Do is remove some particle effects, and then it'll be gone.
Yeah, possibly. You can just assume that it's just being too much for the game to process at this point. I mean, there's many cases in this game, if you ask me, where they really could lower the particle effects substantially. Because it's just blinding, this game sometimes. I mean, I will say, a lot of this stuff looks incredible now. I love the way power combos look and stuff like that. Even the smoke from like those explosive weapons like the Scorpion and Falcon are cool looking, but at the same point in time, they're completely blinding. It's like you cannot see anything when that's on the screen, and it's not good. Considering this is a horde mode game, you're constantly dealing with like just shit all over the place, so don't blind me, please. Just please stop that.
When it comes to weapon battle,
less is more.
BioWare's
Yeah, so
philosophy on that, or the new philosophy anyways, is that a mid-range, gold tier weapon should be okay for gold, be pretty good for gold, and a rank 1 ultra rare should be the same.
Right, yeah. I thought you said
It actually works on gold, which currently it isn't.
Well, I thought you said earlier was that they said, a rank 5 gold gun should be perfect for gold, and a rank 1 should be, viable. Was their new philosophy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I don't know why that philosophy wasn't what they started with. All that makes me want to ask is, what was your original philosophy? I really don't understand. It's like you only now have just thought that maybe gold guns should be viable in gold. Very happy to hear that that's the plan for the future. I'm just really confused that it wasn't the plan all along. Because also Wild showed me a weapon tier video, which was quite interesting. Apparently, a lot of people from the unofficial BioWare social network have all kind of come together to determine which weapons belong where as far as a tier rating goes. And there's actually a sad amount of ultra rares in the lowest tier and stuff like that. And there's an unfortunate amount of common weapons in the higher ones. But yeah. It's a bit all over the place. The main problem at the moment is that a lot of the weapons right now are garbage, and there's just like no reason to use them unless you love a tedious battle. So yeah, but what I also want to bring from that video is the fact that the guy did raise a really good point. What was the name of the guy who uploaded the video? Do you remember? No? All right then. So apologies for that. Maybe Palmer, if you can find that video and upload that to the chat, that'd be nice. But yeah, so he made the point that, ultra rares don't necessarily need to be the best guns in the game. They should just bring something unique to the game, which I think is an absolutely fantastic philosophy, personally, because just due to the fact that they're going to be super difficult to get your hands on because they're ultra rare, they shouldn't be the things that define the game, but they should be something that is a real bonus to the game. And I think that's just a really great thought, really, for as far as balancing ultra rares. But I do absolutely believe your gold guns should be good in gold. They shouldn't be that shouldn't be up for debate. Thank you kindly. Got a mail told to come pick me up. I couldn't tell you. Does that sound right to you, Wild? Antarctic?
Was it Antarctic Wildlife? Was that the guy?
Good work.
Yeah, I think it is him.
Yeah, if you want to go and slap that into the chat for us, that'd be nice. Although you might actually be blocked. You might be able to go through the link blocker because you're an admin, or a moderator.
My link's there. It's showing there.
Okay, cool. So yeah, check that out, guys. You'll see things like the Charger, one of your starter weapons, is actually really good. it just in general. When there's like 4 ultra rares in like the lowest category, and of course the Vanquisher has its own tier because it's that good. Go on, level me up. I want you to do it. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Antarctic Wildlife.
Okay, cool. We have confirmation.
Oh,
Don't think I can actually do anything with those points. No, I can't. So here's the build. I'm leaving Incinerate at 1 because I'm sick of playing with Incinerate, to be perfectly honest with you. Turbocharge and Flat Cannon are also just an amazing combination. You could probably honestly be better off with this character if you ignored her ability to hover and just use this, but then, you know, you're just turbocharging again. So this is what I've decided to do with her. I've gone with the duration, the accuracy and stability, just so that when I am hovering, I've got that. Although, you know, you can probably go with this evolution if you prefer. And then for the final evolution, I will be going with the rate of fire and the clip size. This is just gives you a nice. This works for most guns in general. This build of turbocharge I find really effective. For flat cannon, this is how I'm going to recommend you always build flat cannon unless they decide to drastically rebalance it. Go with the extra power cells, the 2 of them. Stun is absolutely necessary. This thing is probably, yeah, I would say this is the best crowd control power in this or any other Mass Effect game. It's fantastic. Make sure you've got this evolution to make that a reality. And then for the final one, I'm going to absolutely recommend you go with the shrapnel evolution, because then this just lets it stun like an masses around of enemies. It's really, really good. So obviously you've got stunning and gunning then with this character. But what I've decided to do with her passive tree is I've gone with the weapon damage, and then I've gone with this bad boy. Melee hits briefly boost gun damage, and hits with guns briefly boost melee damage. Not so much interested in the melee aspect of it, but getting that 20% increase to gun damage after I melee is pretty cool. Especially with the fact that I can hover into enemies and come slamming down on them with a nice bit of damage resistance to do so. So I can really up her damage, which is why I didn't go for that gun damage bonus in turbocharge, because I can get a better one here. And then of course I've gone with this one because that's a sweet debuff. Honestly guys, I always recommend you go with the sustained fire evolution. And then for her aerial assault, I've just gone with the health here, and then I went with this one, the dive bomb, because that's what I want to be doing. This is going to be increasing my the area effect of my jump melee attack by 40%. So I don't actually need to get into the heart of the enemy to sort of trigger that bonus that I really want on this character. And then for the final evolution, I'm probably going to go with... there is this one to make you hover longer when you kill enemies and gives you more damage resistance and weapon accuracy. That's pretty good. But as you can see, I don't stay airborne with this character much, just because I find being airborne has its problems, honestly. It's got more problems than it's got benefits, which is my real issue with the whole hover mechanic. I might actually go with this instead. It's just a 5% melee bonus, though, until I actually kill an enemy. So, no, but the health and shields are there. Yeah, I think I would go with this one. I would actually go with this evolution, mainly just so you're getting that extra 25% health and shields with this character. And that's my Turian Havoc build. Going to be moving on. Now, this next character has been changed. This is the Asari Huntress. Before I was trying to use throw and lance to create power combos, because you can prime with throw if you go with its duration evolution at rank 5. That combo will absolutely dead an enemy if they're on the edge of the map and they can be thrown. In every other scenario, it's just not a good combo. It just really is, and it's just not viable in most situations. It's incredibly situational. So I decided to do something different, and by decided to do something different, I saw Wild Frenzy do something different. I was like, that's a good idea, I think I'll do that. So yeah, this is a melee build I'm going to be showing you.
It wasn't really different, it was more, I can't be arsed shooting them.
So yeah, fuck these guns, I'm just going to punch stuff now.
Like, they're moving around too sporadically. I'm not using a sniper rifle. I'm just going to go and punch them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and get Nico in here. Anybody willing to give Nico their space for the next game?
You can have mine.
Disappear if
Sound
you
good.
like.
Okay, cool. Sticker, you don't need to jump out the party, Brian. Nico, you're always hiding offline.
I'm just gonna swap to the low-level Salarian and then swap out again.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think we brought that up in part 5 last time. So let's address that now. There's a bug in the game, guys. I don't know how long this is going to stay with the upcoming patch that we're all very excited about. But so you can actually, as long as you're not the host, okay, the host can't do this, but everybody else can actually come into the game with a low-level character, then they can jump out, and as long as the game is obviously still got your spot free, if you jump back in with any other character, all the XP you gain goes to the character you started the match with. So it's a really good way to sort of level up your low-level characters with your high-level characters, because God knows anything to help this grind is probably really beneficial to you.
Yeah, and then you couple that with the double. You can put like double XP if you put.
Absolutely, yeah.
XP.
So that all goes over as well. So, you know, if you want to double up on your glitching, go for it. Just make sure you're around people who don't mind.
Or they know what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kett gold with the level 1.
So I'm
Back,
going to go
sorry for that
ahead
little
and
disappearance.
use one. I got a Strength Enhancer 4. Shall I go to fucking town with my Strength Enhancer 4? I think I will go to town with my Strength Enhancer 4. And
You're a monster.
I know. I need power capacity for this chick as well. This is a very power capacity heavy build. I also need to get myself a supply pack and a revive pack. So let's do that while we wait for Nico.
Oh yeah, great news. I've been covered for my fighting.
Oh, well done, dude. Happy days.
I don't know.
But you're busy now. Okay.
Only on Mondays and Thursdays.
Well, like I said before, guys, you can message me on PSN. That is an I3 Unky on for my PSN. Or you can go ahead and put your PSN in the chat and Dylan can pass that on to me. But looks like, Brian, your spot's available again.
And they have wandered off.
Did he leave the party? He didn't. You didn't, Brian, did you? I think the silence answers that. No, he's here.
I think it's just he's
may
not
have
the biggest
wandered
fan of speaking. He's having the juice.
There we go. I'm here.
Hey, hey. All right, then. So let's take a look at the new Asari Huntress.
Ah, right.
I still need to kidnap Todd at some point.
Get your battlefield on
Mm.
and not disconnect. Looking at you, BioWare.
Mm.
Burn the world down.
Yeah. I realise I've just made a very silly mistake in this game.
Now, I think the reason I originally avoided a build like this myself is because you probably will discover that this is very much like my Nova Guard. But with more emphasis on the melee damage, whereas the Nova Guard kind of just uses the melee to survive. This actually uses the melee to kill. But that's... I'm sorry, guys. I'm bending over backwards at this point to try and make each character feel different to play. But when so many of these characters share two of the same moves as previous characters, it's hard. It's like really hard to do. I really hope to see a lot more variety in the future for these characters. There's not a lot. Between the characters with repeated powers and most of the guns being garbage, this gets quite repetitive quite quickly at the moment. Bang. Bang.
Ronick says hope is all we have left and lots of booze, but you get what I mean.
From what we were talking about. We were talking about them boosting the Ushio's damage from whatever it is, 400 to 600.
Yeah, because you read the Ushio's description, and the Ushio sounds like, oh, it's trying to be the new Executioner pistol. But, you know, the Executioner pistol, at least when it hit, it hurt. You know, that was... but the Ushio, it doesn't do that.
You know, they can't get away with describing as having the punch of a sniper rifle.
Yeah, because it's sniper rifle or go home at the moment with this game.
Damage.
Right, coming back in.
You're still alive with an empty health bar. There we go. See, so you know I'm not mad. That happens a lot. Makes me wonder if the enemy have got some serious health gate along with a serious shield gate.
Xantix says he misses his warp round.
Oh, I miss the piercing more, actually. Warp rounds, big fan of warp rounds, don't get the wrong idea. Definitely would welcome warp rounds back, but the fact that there's no piercing ammo in this game really sucks.
This is it, guys. That's the chocolate bar I'll have for all.
Enemies clear. Stay alert.
Okay.
So as you can see, you can actually get some really tidy melee damage out with this character, which shouldn't be surprising considering you are an infiltrator, but the very fact that I can focus on that melee damage and not have to worry so much about my health because I'm an infiltrator, makes this build just a little bit more interesting than you might think at first glance. It's actually quite fun to play, in all fairness. It's dynamic. I think that's the key to making fun builds in Andromeda. You've got to think less like a solid strategy, like as you had with Mass Effect 3, and more of a dynamic gameplay, because this whole game's just so much more complex. In some regards, anyway. Well, you can see me, huh? Alright, well, that's one way to make me look stupid. They don't normally operate like that. I think this biotic punch has... oh, God, this fucking enemy. I hate them! But I think that biotic punch, though, has some increased damage to armor. You do seem to do a lot of damage to these armor targets.
Ronick wants to know is, do piercing mods affect enemy armor, or is it just a shooting through cover thing?
It's just shooting through cover in this game, the piercing mods. Which I discovered today, so... yeah. But that, in the game's defense, it doesn't... it's not a bug. The game doesn't claim that it's any different. It does just say, oh, it lets you pierce and you'll do this amount of damage with piercing. It doesn't say anything about armor mitigation, and it doesn't do anything to armor mitigation. It's the reality. Yeah, so as soon as you get the enemy shields down, you've basically made them your bitch with this character. The only enemy that's likely to give me a stick in this faction is going to be the Berserker, because the Berserker is pretty bullshit enemy as it goes.
Alright, you have a flamethrower to back you up.
Always helps.
Sources say key data is scattered around this.
Alright, we should probably do this hack. Let's go, Croaky.
J Vader says, just finished my Talon challenge. He loved it.
Oh, your Talon challenge? I've only just got mine. I don't know if you guys have realised what I'm playing with. My Talon 1. Yeah, it's awesome, and it feels great in this game.
It is. I don't know if it's still got the multiplier to shields, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if the multiplier to shields would be that beneficial anymore, because in this game, as I told you, the shotguns... You know, it doesn't matter that they shoot in multiple pellets, their damage. If you take out an enemy's shields, no damage bleeds over at all. So, yeah, that's going to probably affect the Talon, if I had to guess.
Hello, you just came out of nowhere. Nice.
Oh, when two Hydras fall in that. Double kill!
You keep creating the scariest thing in the galaxy. Visible Krogan.
Oh yeah, visible Krogans. Let's hope the Berserkers don't get that buff, although their ability to just pick and choose when they're affected by, you know, elemental effects and game mechanics is also pretty fucking OP.
Clear for now.
These guys just choose to get stunned or panicked.
When my fortified is on but doesn't look like it's on.
Yeah, and if that also happens to Tactical Cloak, which is a real sucker. At least you can just take a glance at the bottom of your screen and see, oh well, it's glowing, so it should be on. With Tactical Cloak, however, you might just be running around looking visible, but you're not. Well, yeah, that is right. It just sounds so backwards. I had to double check.
She went ugly as
Yeah, but it's what I like about this is you can basically just give the enemy a constant barrage of shit once you've got him. You're basically using Stealth Grade to close the gap on your enemy, and then once you close that gap, you just give him a world of fucking hurt. It's just constantly beating the crap out of them, because I got my lance here for radius and shield stripping, and then, you know, I've just got a nice bit of tidy melee damage. So I get in, I stun my enemy, I punch him, and then I punch him again. Hopefully a guy doesn't come over and fuck up my shield situation, because that's why I've gone with the shield lance again, which allows me, and my and the what's it called, the shield melee thing. So every time I hit the enemy, I get 20% of my shields back, which allows me to lance again. So this is how it's just a constant stream of fuck you with this character, which is actually makes her quite fun to play. And, you know, and if shit hits the fan, cloak.
Wait, what did you
Totem
say about
demonstratum.
getting 20% shields back? What was that from?
That's in their health tree. So yeah, I've actually specced into some health with this character, but it's literally just for that evolution.
Oh, right, I never spec'd that way.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Yeah.
Real one.
To be honest, I originally was going to make a weapons build out of the Huntress.
You were going to make a what build out of her, sorry?
Weapons. Like essentially
Yeah.
a proper sniper build. But,
I mean, it's the obvious go-to with like any infiltrator, that, isn't it?
yeah.
Especially when they give you 2 powers that you're like, with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason why I thought.
I think I recommended it to you when you asked, because of course you've unlocked fucking everything at this point almost, and then you're like, oh, what could I do with that? I go, I guess you could go shield destroying lance and just shoot them, which, you know, because it's the go-to with an infiltrator without playing her. But then, you know, I after I made my Salarian infiltrator build, I was like, well, I don't need to do that again, even if the lance is better at shield stripping than energy drain, because energy drain shield stripping sucks. Well, most of the electric attacks suck for shield tripping in this game, unfortunately, but, you know. Oh, I was spotted there for some reason. I'm gonna go ahead and
Teammate injured.
I'm getting shot in the back, and I'm not in a good position here. Rethink my life choices. Why? Why? You know, you do the logical thing. I'm going to cloak and then I'm going to revive you. But your character always melees first to break your cloak before it actually attempts to revive your teammate. It's super annoying.
Squad member down.
Some fire combos in there for my my fiery friend. There we go. I think I like this build because it reminds me of my Nova Guard, who I love, by the way.
Wait. Berserkers are getting another buff.
They buffing them?
Ronick said, oh yeah, that's what I thought when I read Outlaw's getting another buff. Berserker headbutt lets you head explode. An instant sync kill for you.
No, that's got to be a troll. That sounds like something Myth would say. Are you trying to be a new Myth?
Oh shit, I just read half the conversation.
Yeah. The Outlaw faction is getting a buff because they are still the easiest faction. I don't think they're touching Remnant, which is alright, I guess.
Well, I still actually do want them to touch Remnant. I still don't think the Observer's balanced at all.
Yeah, so I'm saying the Observer needs a range restriction, but other than that, they are pretty balanced.
I'd give him a I would actually make them spawn less Observers or make the Observers do less damage again, because they're still ridiculous. They're still fucking absolutely ridiculous, that I know.
Intelligence needs data from your.
It's like every faction's got a quota where they've got to have at least one annoyance enemy and one completely broken enemy. And of course, this faction's broken enemy is the Berserker.
What they're doing to the Kett seems intelligent, though.
What's that, sorry?
What they're doing to the Kett seems intelligent, though.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about what they're doing with the Kett. There's some really promising things being done with that faction. Mainly, the fact that they're going to make him a lot squishier, so it can deal with them. They're going to make the what's it called? The Fiend not have a actual sync kill, but a downer move like the Hydra does, which I think
they're keeping the sync kill.
Oh right.
Like them to put the Fiend have like the Hydra's sync attack.
Oh, I see. Okay, I misunderstood you. Damn it.
Instead of outright kills you.
Yeah, I that's just the most elegant situation, I think, for a horde mode game, to be perfectly honest. Sync kills are just so fucking cheap in a game like this, because enemies can get you at any fucking time. They're designed to just surround you and spawn behind you and all this kind of bullshit. It's like they really it's not fair to punish the players so heavily with a sync kill in this game, but stuff like I mean, I do quite like the Ascendance sync kill. It gives you time to respond to it. That's okay. I think stuff like that's fine, but the Hydra's ideal. The Hydra's got it's just got a really heavy animation that's going to down you, which means you can still gel, you can still have your teammate pick you up. I mean, there's basically, you know not to get close and fuck with the Hydra, but it doesn't, you won't get fucked by the Hydra, if you know what I mean. It's like, you can't just like not know that thing came up behind you and took you out of the game. That thing smashed you to the ground and now you can lie there and think about it. That's... I think all sync kills should be like that in this game. If not, be like the Ascendants.
The Kett sync kills are they're making them more like bronze frequency for all difficulties.
That's right, I remember you saying now. So yeah, they're basically going to lower the chance of a sync kill now. So that got me a little worried, because that kind of sounds like an easy fix solution, kind of like what they did with the devices. Makes me think, oh, they can't stop the Fiend from teleporting around the map, so we're going to make things better by just making him less likely to sync kill you. I hope they can fix the Fiend, because the Fiend's unacceptable in its current state.
Yeah, to be honest, they could easily just make it so it doesn't outright kill you. That'd be easy.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing they could do. I think that just should be a rule for like a fucking game like this. I don't know why they think it's okay to have sync kills. I think it's really, really uncool in this style of game.
And
more now than ever.
Bleed through for the missiles against Ascendants.
Yes, massive bonus. Okay, so they've addressed one issue. Well, they've technically addressed two, if you think about it. If the whole faction's squishier, that should make uploads much easier. But what they've done when it comes to the target problem, now if you decide to missile the Ascendant and you blow up his orb, some of that missile damage will actually bleed through to his actual health, which is just huge. That's it's just so necessary. I mean, it's ideally they would just make him, just more fun to fight, but at least that'll make it so he doesn't end your game just because they made him the fucking target.
Usually target at least twice on a gold lane.
Exactly, you can get him multiple times, and the real problem isn't actually. Let's be fair here. The real problem isn't the fact that you can't take out an Ascendant in the time you need to take out a target. The problem is you can't take an Ascendant out in that time when he's surrounded by enemies, which he always is. It's like if it was just the Ascendant you had to rush down and take out in that time, no problem. Absolutely no problem. But the thing is, you're probably going to be dealing with 3 anointed, God knows how many fucking wraiths, and then you've got the Destin making everything invisible around you at the same. It's a nightmare situation to try and take him out in the time they're asking for. So hopefully the Kett will just be a million times more playable once those nerfs come into play. I think they're trying to really make them the new collectors. I mean, it was pretty obvious to be honest, but now I think there's no question about it. They're literally trying to make them the glass cannon faction.
3 levels, that's a lot.
Notice how Cranky Wombat's Asari Adept is level 8 now. That's because the character he brought in originally would be level 8 now.
You need to get
in reality, his Asari Adept's level 20. Ooh, enough money for a premium pack. Yeah, I'm noticing that these the mods, the rare mods, so much more common than the uncommon mods. I get them all the time.
Really funny there. You sound like a robot. Is that
who, me
or everyone? Yes.
No, it's just for you, I think, because I'm not getting it.
Are you talking about the stream or the chat?
Your mic just sounds like it's gone dodgy.
Again, is that the stream or the chat?
Sounds fine to me.
I'm on about through my headset.
Right, okay, so the chat. So let's take a look at my my boxing babe in blue. Sorry, Huntress. So I've decided to go, nah, fuck you. And I'm going to go with Stealth Grid. I've got it for more power cells. Power cells, as you can see, the use of power cells is quite liberal. You want this to give you the damage boost. And that definitely, I would say, definitely seems to be translating over. There doesn't seem to be any problems here. Want that for the damage, you want that to escape the aggro, you want that to make your approach and make sure you've got plenty of them. And then I've gone with the shield regeneration. This can obviously just help when it comes to getting your lance out. You don't need the duration, frankly. And then I'm going to go with this and increase. Look, I can get another sweet 50 melee damage bonus. Can't wait to get my hands on that. Lance, I've gone with the radius, the anti-shields. This is just to help me deal with the mooks. I want them to be hit by Lance. I also want their shields down so that I can floor them with my melee. So that's what I'm going on with this situation. And I've gone with the shield power here so that I can just use Lance without a recharge speed. And I can just pummel the enemy with this combination. Offensive biotics, I've gone with the power damage and force because I don't need the recharge speed. Also, the force can help to it will help Lance stagger some enemies, if not many. I've gone with the melee damage, of course, here with the weapon damage. And then finally, I've gone with some more melee damage, melee force, and weapon damage here. And then her barrier, I've gone with the max shields. I guess you could go with this, but I just think the max shields is probably going to be more beneficial for you, honestly. And then I've gone, this is the underlining fact, you want to get the barrier drain so you can just keep that pummeling going. And then finally, I'm going to go with this one. Even though most of my kills end up with melee, enough of them end with the lance kill. So that will just help me stay alive, I think. It's more than this is going to, I think. And that's what I do with my Asari. She is basically a sneaky, strong hitting with the melee Nova Guard. And that's okay for now. Absolutely. I think if they had just made Lance an actual hard-hitting biotic attack, I think you could have literally had a biotic sniper, which I think should have been the Huntress back when they brought her in ME3. Because even in ME3, although she was powerful, she was essentially just an adept who could cloak. And in this game, I don't even know what she is. I don't know what she is, but...
jump out the party and jump back in.
Okay, buddy. He's going to need an invite, actually, because this is a private party.
I think he can get back in because he was invited before.
Really? Is that the magic of the PlayStation Network private party system? Going to send him an invite just for good measure?
Oh, yeah, fixed.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And we learned 2 things then. So I'm going to go get myself 2 revive packs as well. I think that this new build for the Asari Huntress works so well because it's like, as I was saying in the gameplay, it's dynamic, and I think dynamic builds are the ideal builds in Andromeda. But time to take a look at the next character that I've basically rebuilt. The Architect. And guess what? I fully spec'd out Remnant VI. And guess what? I still think it's shit. But in this case, it just doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. I got points for you? Oh, nothing I can do anything with, though. Although after this game, I should do.
Are they doing anything with the Remnant VR and the new patch?
Good question.
Well, they said they're buffing all the powers, so
Ooh,
I hope
that's
so.
just, that in itself sends sweet chills up my spine. Buffing all the powers. It kind of sounds like BioWare played Gold. Like once.
Yeah.
And just went, oh, hang on, this doesn't work. This is annoying. Yeah, please, I can't wait for this next patch. All the patches that follow. This might require a couple of patches, whatever. As long they sound like they're generally getting the picture now. And that's something I can get behind.
They gave out statistics in their stream, and it was insulting at the fact that, okay, we were trying to make it work for this because this is what most people play. What they don't realise, I don't think, is that people have played the other difficulties and gone, oh, I can't do anything with anything I've got. I'm going to go back down to this difficulty.
yeah. It's basically like it's a circular logic. You need to try and find the beginning of that path. Where it's chicken and an egg situation. It's like our statistics show that we've lost Palmer. No, our statistics show that most people play bronze. But why do most people play bronze? Probably because you made the higher difficulties really annoying to play. I don't know whether to go with a cyclonic or a power capacity. I'm going to go ahead with my cyclonic. This guy's super squishy. At least I don't need to send him an invite again.
Obvious point on doing the same thing.
Okay, yeah. No one's judging, buddy. No one's judging.
Why aren't you leaving? Just see the real way. Haven't even got any points in them yet.
Yeah, so the Remnant VI still is just shit. It's such a shit power. I hate it. I absolutely hate this power. But I've turned this character into a far more static character, which is what you need to make the Remnant VI do anything. So, happy days. This is a weapons build where basically I've got a portable wall that I'm going to slap down and do some shooting. And any enemies that get too close will be sapped by my barricade, blown up by my Remnant VI, give me some nice crowd control and shield tripping so that my weapon damage can continue to kick ass. Hello again.
Everyone's like voices just keep going really robot-y and funny. Might be my connection.
Could be actually your...
Yeah, your mic actually might be on the fritz there, dude.
Well, when all the sounds disappear, you know, when that bug in this game where the sound's out, it makes my... Because I get my game sound through my headset as well, it kind of makes everyone's voices sound like they've been put through a post-processing thing.
I mean, when it comes to like playing two different audios at the same time, what you really need is like a splitter, which I don't know if you're really getting with the basic PlayStation setup or any kind of like console setup. Honestly. Now, see what you're seeing here. Me turning around, facing the opposite direction of my my barricade is my key issue with the barricade in the first place. I'm so glad I was able to kind of reshape it or repurpose it into a bloody grenade, because as a wall, it just doesn't work. Just because the foundation of this game just kind of says no, you can't have a wall that only works in front of you because the enemy can hit you from fucking anywhere, and we're not afraid about spawning them behind you either. So this was what I was worried about when I first saw the barricade power, before I discovered the real potential of the priming ability of it. It's like, and it's still a problem for this build. You can obviously slap down your wall and deal with whatever's in front of you, but the problem is everything can come up behind you, and they will. So, well, ideally, I think the barricade should be a ring. Because if it literally covered you 360 degrees, then I think it would actually be viable in a game like Andromeda. But, you know, it's not. This is still allows the Salarian, though, to get around, stay protected, and get some weapon damage out. And that explosion you just saw then was my Remnant VI firing a missile that detonates the barricade effect. So this is... It just helps. It's all about helping my character. I'm stuck on something. I think that's a good enough time as any to go on to the other problem I've discovered, though, with the way the powers seem to work in this game. What I've noticed, the Salarian Architect has got a lot of power duration bonuses, which is awesome for a build like this, which allows me to hold a position for quite a long time. Problem is, you'll notice that the barricade actually disappears long before the effect of the barricade disappears. It sounds like a small problem, but it's actually really disorientating, like super disorientating. There's nothing worse than like trying to take on like a Hydra or something that's a real suppression enemy, and you know the fire's coming, and you know your barricade's invisible, and you just don't know when it's safe to pull out or try and put a new barricade down, because the game doesn't seem to actually extend the animations of the powers. It actually only extends the effects of their powers. So you can just be standing here behind an invisible barricade for some time. And here I am getting attacked from behind again. My Remnant VI died. Let's put a new one out. Don't know why that Wraith wasn't taking damage, but I knew, no, I need to get the fuck out of that situation.
Yeah, my internet's on like the fritz. I'm gonna like in a second. I'm gonna reset my internet.
All right, buddy. Bang, bang, bang.
Get down!
Of course, my teammates are free to join me here and get some sweet weapon damage bonuses. I'm wondering whether the weapon damage bonus is directly linked to hard cover or just being behind the barricade. That will require some further testing.
I think the class being behind the barricade is just by using it as cover.
Say that again.
I think the class being behind the barricade, as it were, as using it as cover. So when you've got that little shield icon at the bottom when you're stood up against the barricade.
There's a shield icon when you stood up behind the barricade?
Watch out for the assassin!
Stood up against behind any kind of cover. You get a little shield icon.
Oh, well. Thank you for pointing that out to me, because I haven't been paying attention. Okay, yeah, I think that's a pretty solid argument. If you see that, I think you're probably getting the barricade bonus. It seems fair to me to suggest that. Makes sense, logically. I don't know where that enemy went. I mean, this, I really want him to, like, do something to the Destined. I don't have a problem with its damage. I think I have a problem mainly with just how many enemies it can cloak and the fact that there's, like, 4 of the fuckers at a time on some waves. You know, they can just make the entire faction invisible. It's ridiculous. And the Kett can just turn into a battle of just shooting blindly into the fucking dark. I hate it. It's awful.
I've lost my shield!
There you go, Tom.
Oh, I think he's actually resetting shit at the moment. You're welcome.
I can't actually get over that either.
Gotta roll over it. Keep rolling, rolling,
I
rolling.
kept trying to roll over it and it wouldn't let me.
I need ammo!
I think it's because it's off his positioning.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of those.
Ooh. Die.
Get down!
I mean, look, I'm behind my barricade now. I've got the icon and everything. You can't see it. But now that Wild just pointed that thing out to me, I think as long as you can see that icon, you can probably feel safe behind your barricade. Just until the enemy come up behind you or above you or just on slightly inclined to you. You know how it works. Problem with the Salarian Architect generally has is he repeats a lot of. Well, I don't want to call Barricade a meh power. It's a meh power because it's connected with Incinerate, which is a meh power. And that's not to say it's a bad power. It's just not that interesting. And I've seen it a billion times already. And then he's got Remnant VI, the one thing that is unique to him, and it sucks. And let me talk more about that because I did bang on about it a lot more in the last stream. And it does deserve mentioning. The many falls of the Remnant VI. I mean, firstly, it can't keep up with you unless you're pretty static like I am, and if you want to like move around like I normally do in this game, that thing's never keeping up with you. It just fucking isn't. If you want to test that theory, start a game with your Salarian Architect, spawn it at LZ, run to the opposite side of the map, and then see how long it takes for that thing to catch up with you. See how long it tells you to get to the other side of the map, because it's a long time. And the worst part is you can tell the thing to attack certain enemies if you just sort of tap the Remnant VI button when it's already out. Problem is, I find that it's got the fucking attention span of a gnat, because if it discovers anything along the way, it stops to fight it. I just find that it's like when I'm sitting around waiting for it to help me out, and it's just not going to help me out because it's like just found a different enemy to fight, and then it normally loses the battle. Because I believe the one evolution where it regenerates over time if it's next to you. I don't know why you're ignoring the electrocution. You can stop that. Yeah, I think that evolution's broken, so that unfortunately can't make it really tanky. In fact, it's already died. Ooh.
My ammo's gone!
My ammo's gone! No, your ammo's full. You're just unconscious. I love how you guys... Is everyone just running around me for fun, or... There we go.
Good enough!
Right, let's get a VI, let's get a barricade down.
Ammo!
Bang. I mean, my original idea for this character was to have the Remnant VI prime enemies with its electrical attack. And,
My ammo's
ooh. And then detonate with Incinerate. But like I said, due to the fact that I couldn't get the Remnant VI to keep up with me, I couldn't. It just wasn't viable. So I decided to let it do the opposite. I'm going to prime with my barricade and let it detonate for me whenever it feels it can. That's the most I can get out of the Remnant VI. I decided to just make this something different with barricade. Because even though I have got 2 barricade characters with my human sentinels, my other human sentinel doesn't actually use barricade. So just... I have to say my biggest complaint of many with this game is that there's so much of it doesn't feel like it's in sync. The reload animations go on longer than the... Well, no, the reload animations don't go on as long as the actual reloads. You've got these bloody duration effects that don't actually seem to translate. You know, it's all this kind of stuff. The kill feed doesn't keep up with the game either. It just kind of puts you at odds with like what you're supposed to be dealing with. See, there's my the animation for Barricade drifting away, but it's still here. And stuff like that it's not good. It's just messing up my player feedback, and you need that. If you haven't got good feedback, you just haven't got a good game. What the fuck? All right. And also, I think there might be a problem with the priming evolution of the Remnant VI, because as Wild was telling me about something that he's read about, is that with the normal assault turret, if you go with like the cryo ammo, it works, and when it does work, it works really well. But sometimes it doesn't. So it's like, and that might be happening with the Remnant VI's electric pulse attack. It's like if it modifies the original attack, it's not a guarantee that it's actually going to work.
Well, no, it does work sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes means not, though. Let's be honest. I can understand if the stun wasn't working all the time, but the prime should. And yes, I can see the fiend. Shit. It's killed by the
You'll have to excuse me for not picking you up because I'm...
No, you crack on. You run, buddy. You run. Run, Forrest, run. I understand absolutely why you need to move. But I would say the best strategy for the fiend is to just lead it to Brian, because they fucking love some Brian.
Oh, I got picked up in that last wave by the fiend. It wasn't actually a bullshit pickup. It was genuine.
Oh, I haven't seen one of them.
Yeah, I saw him come at me. I tried to escape him. I managed to fall off the map, and the game spawned me in front of him.
Ooh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, the fiend got me. He teleported to his place.
Yeah, that's more the fiend's usual jam.
Fiend Vanguard confirmed. Oh yeah, that's something they were joking about in the chat yesterday.
What's that now?
Fiend Vanguard confirmed.
Fiend Vanguard.
Okay, that's a fiend. I'm leaving. Bye. Don't care, Chosen.
Essentially, what I've turned the Salarian Architect into is like a weapons demolisher, N7 demolisher. She was a campy character that I just learned to camp all over the place with. And this is what I'm doing with this character. The Fiend Vanguard. Some good stuff, chat. There's some good fucking stuff. Okay. Ooh! See, this is what I mean. That's I can accept that. I can accept that. I got the warning and I fucking moved and I wasn't punished as a result. That's acceptable as a sync kill. Ideally, there are no like sync kills, but you know, I'll take. It's nice. I have to say, the barricade's behaving oddly. It's not reliably stunning as it used to.
I've lost my shield.
Or that as it does with my human sentinel at least. That's some terrible shooting.
Get down.
Two barrels. Oh yeah. I mean, the fact that 2 out of 3 well, no, let's be honest. All factions have a way to knock you out of cover. Also makes portable cover a questionable bonus. I love you. Basically body slammed me then. I'll save you. Okay, that was weird. I can't move my aim there.
Take cover.
No, I thought you were dead.
Right now.
Go too soon.
I've lost my shield.
Right. I'm not allowed to-
Like, what are you? Where are you, Remnant VI? I'm surrounded by... Oh, hello. That's the issue with tunnel vision, however. If I'm aiming at another enemy, I can't see that warning coming. Yeah, but where was my Remnant VI there? It's like I'm surrounded by electrocuted enemies and there was nothing. Oh shit, you're on your own, Wild. Backlash like you've never backlashed before.
Oh.
I said backlash, not whiplash. They're all in front of you, dude. You're cool.
Die in blindness. Yes, yes, I probably will. Thanks to your stupid farts.
They are just fucking stink clouds.
There we go.
Oh, you
Move,
put
he's
a
behind you.
tenant behind you. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that didn't count.
How did that, like, not do anything?
Yeah, I got that recorded so everybody can share in that bullshit.
Oh, what? Get up. Thanks, energy drain. Use my recharge.
Last
speed,
three.
you didn't.
Believe in you. Backlash! Boo! Okay. Alright.
Protected me from it, I guess.
Maybe you need to hit the central glowy bit to actually make it bounce back? I don't know.
Reload this
Yeah,
one.
you do. I learned that.
That is, yeah, that is the
You gotta
case.
hit it.
So you can just... No? Okay.
Block that bitch.
Completely avoid it works better for me.
It's a good way to take down his orb. Although that is just not working out for you, I don't know why. There it is!
It didn't do anything for me. Oh, thanks. Thanks, energy drain.
What wave are we on?
It-
That's the money wave. Stay strong. You can do this. Okay, maybe just give up on that because you are getting screwed here. I don't know why, but you are. I think it's just because the floor here is not like even. I think that's just fucking up everything.
There you go. Get closer.
No, that literally just pierced you. So just give it up, dude. Just take him out the old-fashioned way. I guess it's an off-host thing. There you go. Finish him! Dun dun dun!
What if the game would let me? There we go.
Alright, we'll call that a delayedality.
Change weapon. Oh, right, let me do it that time.
There we go.
Damn shield. Yes.
Get him. Get him! Okay.
It has to be a timed thing.
I think this is just a wrong thing right about now.
Nope, I don't get any headshots. No headshots at all.
Oh, come on. That's a rookie mistake. You know headshots don't work off host. That's something I hope they fix. Hitboxes being wonky as sin. Get him. Get him. Get him.
He's almost dead.
See, you just got to watch a battle like this to realise that maybe this enemy's a bit excessive. You know, unless you're a minute selection of characters, this guy is just a pain in the ass. Thank you, Wild Frenzy.
Thank you.
I'll strike that. It seems to be a timing thing.
Yeah. I managed to bounce it back when I was...
Oh, good.
Yeah.
A pre-patch upload against the Kett.
Oh, it's an upload? Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Alright, I'm with Wombat today.
I'm gonna do what I can at C. It is C, I think.
Red D. I'll get over to B and see.
Bean?
Take cover!
Brian, you should do a runner. He'll follow you.
Yeah. Wherever Brian is, that's where the fiend is. Fact.
I just shot 2 rockets at it.
I'm leaving sea.
You do know it'll just respawn, right?
Abandon C and head over to B.
As long as it leaves me alone for 10 seconds.
I know you're there, Destin. I can see you. Well, I can't see you.
There's a barricade for you.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe I can do.
Oh,
he's dead. Ooh, hello.
Who's in here?
Behind you?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That is impressive. That's like I.
And that's
Ooh.
I need ammo.
okay, cool. Okay. Yeah.
behind you, Brian.
What's the fire?
Oh, bad time, bad time.
I got you.
Don't know why you're just electing to not be electrocuted, but that's, you know, whatever, I guess. Ah, fucking grenade!
Infiltrator, you might want to go to B to be able to put it done.
Yeah.
I'm low on ammo.
The invisible, of course. You might want to
So we got the fiend eyeing us up. He's going for B. Come to me. Come after me, dude. Bend me, shake me any way you want me. Ignore what's happening in B. Yum, 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 yum. Come get me. Okay, I've just brought the fiend over. Be ready for that. Yep, there he be. Woohoo! Just biotic charged me! Bang! 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 Oh, hang on. Ah! Okay. Okay. And he's Remnant VI. Oh no, I've got no power shields.
Still the enemy trying to get you there.
Oh my god, that's fucking minefield of Kett over there.
That's it, guys. You keep
Okay.
Okay, let's all abandon C. Abandon C and just leave our infiltrator in it.
Are you getting? Are you
Lead him
looking it up,
away.
Monkey?
No, I've been revived by our local friendly infiltrator.
Okay. Cool.
Come get me!
Oh no!
You can take damage whenever you like.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Bang.
Like the
Bang.
Bang. Waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh, have we lost our infiltrator?
Yep.
Yeah, he was
Oh, alright.
Who's
crashing
Destin
by.
surviving? They should be the one like annoying all the enemies.
No, get up there. Jump. Jump. Grab on the ledge. There you go.
Yeah, literally one of you needs to go annoy all the enemies somewhere else.
Yes.
Or just
Alright. Try and lead him away.
storm in and...
Breakfast the God Todd. Go.
I have no health packs left, so... Over here! Look at me!
We got 1, 2...
God, health regen is super quick.
Shit.
What's the fire?
Oh, we're almost...
Christ. I mean, the upload itself needs to be completely rebalanced. This is just absolutely
You're
heinous.
on your own, Bwnci.
I can't do it. What can I do? It's one thing to stop the upload when they get into it. A whole other thing to fucking reduce it when they're in it alone. There's just too many enemies that can get around far too fucking quickly to make this acceptable in any fucking reality. This upload mission is absolute bollocks.
Take cover.
It's just you and me, VI. The last stand. We will hold the line.
Right, for queuing around.
Oh, uploads. I mean, they shouldn't even get, like, interrupted, let alone fucking deplete.
Should...
And if they are, they should upload super quick. You know, they should upload much faster. They go around the same speed of a basic hack. So it's basically a hack you have to do 3 times that can also be stopped and rewound. It's awful. It's just a really, really poor balance.
What would be good is if at all times the upload went up slowly. If you're in the circle, it goes up faster.
Oh yeah, even something simple like that. But I would just increase the amount the upload goes up by. It's far too slow.
Yeah.
Way too slow.
I mean, they looked at devices, didn't they?
Well, they only did that because the people kept coming off them off host. Right, so I'm going to finish this build here. So, Remnant VI, I've built for health regen and... Yeah, I was right. You myth out me completely all fucking confused. I was right about these evolutions. At rank 4, you've got a choice between recharge speed or health regen with this character. Is this the one that's broke or is the one at rank 5 broke?
Health regen's the one that's broke.
Right, okay, so I just didn't know which evolution was broke, that's the thing. Right, okay, so I guess you don't want this evolution until they fix it, you want this one. Even though, you know, ideally I just wanted a tanky Remnant VI that would give me a power combo every 10 seconds. It's not the case, but it's really the best I can help for with this fucking power. It's so bad. Yeah, so you need recharge speed here. I guess I'll respec that. Rather than the damage, I went with this because I like because you know I'm planning on being static with this thing. So this is a really good one that it actually its health increases when it's next to me. And then I went with the detonating missile because I'm going to be using barricade to prime when, well, basically I'm using barricade as a wall that increases my weapon damage, and it can also prime if they decide to get too close. And then my Remnant VI can give me some crowd control and you know, shield stripping, which is nice. Fuck Incinerate, I'm so bored of it. For the offensive tech, I've gone with the power damage and the duration. Mainly the duration is what I was after. I've gone with the extra shield stripping. Just because I don't expect any of my things to do any damage to armor anyway. I'll just leave that to my gun. And then finally, for an elemental tech, so any enemies that do come close and get zapped by my barricade, they also will die a lot quicker too. To the barricade's damage and the Remnant VI. And then for support systems, I've gone with more duration again. I've gone with extra shields and health for both me and the Remnant VI, but mainly me. And then for the final evolution, I'll go with this. So hitting an enemy debuffs their damage. So if they get zapped by barricade, they'll do less damage to me. That'll be beneficial to those ones that decide to not get stunned. Yeah, I'll do it on stream, fuck it. Let's fix the Remnant VI. At least when it dies, inevitably, I can get it back on the field sooner. There's that. Boom, 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 boom. I still don't think this evolution's worthwhile. I don't know if this is the kind of shield boost, shield regen, or just natural shield regen, because, as you can see, you can still just get hit when you're behind the barricade, so I don't think that's really going to help you, to be perfectly honest. Right, bang, bang. No, bang. Shields. And elemental debuff. Bang, bang, bang. Duration. Shields. Debuff. And that's actually a completed Salarian Architect. Okay, final character for the stream then. It won't be against Kett. I mean, I tell you what I didn't address while playing through that whole game is that when I originally discovered that the Remnant VI sucked, I tried to do a cryo gauntlet build with him, which is like super fun because the cryo gauntlet's got this amazing effect to it. It's like you clock an enemy that's unprotected and they just straight up freeze on you. It's great, and that they are primed for a cryo explosion in that regard. The main issue with that, however, is the fact that this guy is squishy as sin and that melee is clumsy as fuck. It's so clumsy. There's like a long wind up to it, and then he can miss real easy. I mean, it can just be you and a guy in an alleyway and you'll still swing around the damn thing. It's so clunky and clumsy. It's like giving the Batarian melee to a Salarian in ME3 without any of the damage reduction. It's like it's a super clunky animation with no benefits to back it. That to be viable, that really needs to have some like damage resistance in that attack, or just like clean it up, dude. Its tracking is awful. The frames of animation required to do it is awful. I mean, what we did in the last stream, which is super fun, is that you can just beat the shit out of the Ascendant with the Cryo Gauntlet. We just had 3 of us, our Salarians, the Hilarians at the time. We just like group around him and beat him because it just freezes him over and over and over again. So he just flops around like a sad fish. Very fun, but unfortunately not that viable due to the character itself. So that's why I switched over to this sort of campy weapons build. What else did we call them? I mean, we also had the reservoir frogs. Stuck in the middle between us. Yeah, it's time to look at the Angara. Oh, and the teenage alien thuggish frogmen was what we had going on as well. If you want to see the highlights of the Cryo Gauntlet Guild, check out my Twitter. There was a great video that... Wild Frenzy actually managed to capture of us literally just clocking the guy and battering him. A lot of fun. Just only against him, unfortunately, to be perfectly honest with you. Now this chick is the N7 Shadow. There's not really much more I can say on the matter. Hello, Myth. Oh, I do need to restock up. Give me Strength Enhancer. And give me... I'm going to need power cells with you as well. Very much the same stuff I use for my Asari build. But then that's 2 melee infiltrators. That shouldn't be too much of a shock. I'm going to go ahead and use a 4. Feel like treating myself. I'm going to buy 2 supply packs and 2 first aid packs. Still really waiting for me to just buy equipment from the item store. Just let me buy cyclonic modulators and stuff. That would be super with my mission points. It doesn't all have to be RNG. I mean, ideally none of it will be, but you got a business to run. Is that everything? Are we groovy? Yeah, we're groovy. Basic math for the win. Just change it up. Icebreaker. Remnant. You know what? Fuck the Remnant. Let's just go to Outlaw again. I just can't be asked dealing with observers. Especially with this character. It's not going to be allow me to put on a very good show with it.
End on a high.
Yeah.
Doing them. I'll join you in melee stuff.
Did not rebuild the Angara Avenger. Just got more points into her. It's not complete. As you can tell, I'm level 17, but it's enough. You know what? I'm looking at the chat now because we obviously didn't get Palmer back. Chira Kitte. The part 5 is a broken, garbled mess, but I will sit through it and see if the footage of us beating the Ascendant to death is sound. If so, I'll just try and cut that out and just upload that separately for you guys because yeah, it's fun. it's super fun.
Like, we had to take him out, like, take his orb down like 3 times, but each time we did, he just couldn't do anything.
Oh, no, once the orb's down and the Salarians are in play, cryo to the left of me, incinerate to the right, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. So, last game for the stream. Let's N7 shadow this shit, because I just gave you the N7 Demolisher. How do?
This one's simple.
Think you're clever, don't you? Think you're clever, don't you?
He's headed your way.
I can teleport too. Don't get stuck. Are you inside or are you above? Nope, radar, thank you for that. They're not inside. Ow. The slice! Oh, you did. Choppy choppy. End.
Kind of lady death thing.
Oh, see, this is what my I hate melee in this game. I'm gonna be straight with you. Even though I've presented you a couple of melee builds right now, I still fucking hate melee in this game. It is so clunky and clumsy. I do despise it. How I missed that target, I don't know. And then there's other targets that I don't understand how I hit them. To be honest with you. Bang, bang, bang. But yeah, right, so instead of like Shadow Striking an enemy and just straight up killing them because Shadow Strike is good, this one I can use this to get behind them and stun them and then, you know, cut them to pieces with my stabby knife. And yes, that is the the correct term. Stabby knife.
Mine's a longer stabby knife.
Steal! Come here.
Not how long it is, it's how you use it.
Absolutely.
Telling myself that for years.
Oh. Cuss lies.
I see you, sharpshooter.
So I'll tell you right now, the Angara Avenger is effective. It's unique. It's also incredibly repetitive, and this is what I mean. It's the N7 Shadow. It's like straight up the same character.
Enemies headed your way.
Except, you know, we got Stealth Grid. And yeah, let's get on to Stealth Grid. Kind of ignored it while I was beating the shit out of everything in with the Asari Huntress. Stealth Grid is a real disappointment for me, personally. I just think it's a massive wasted opportunity, I've got to say. Because it's tactical cloak as a grenade, which is what I was told it was. I had higher hopes because it is literally just that. It's like, okay, now you don't need to worry about your recharge speed. You just have to worry about your bloody grenade capacity. And other than that, it operates exactly the same. And it's just a little bit heavy-handed due to the fact that, well, every time you attack while you stealth grid, you break cloak. So, you know, that's it. It's like, that means like every attack requires a grenade. So you just have this grenade class, this like a long-winded grenade class with it. So I was kind of hoping we'd be getting like the, what are they called? The Destined? I thought we'd be getting their, you know, jam, to be perfectly honest. They got this, they put down a field of cloak. Maybe, you know, even a grid of cloak if you prefer to use that terminology. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping that I'd be able to slam down that stealth grid, and then anybody who was in it would get the damage boosts and the invisibility while they were there for a certain duration. But of course it would be completely locked to that location, and that would just be, you know, dare I say it, something different. Right now we haven't got something different with stealth grid. You've just got a different way to work with tactical cloak. If this had been an evolution for tactical cloak, I wouldn't have been surprised at all. You know? It's very, very underwhelming. Although this also does allow you to just be invisible forever. If you just hit every single ammo box and just run circles around the map. Yeah, you can do that. You don't need to do that, but you can. But back to the Angara. I'm going to take out this Berserker here because the stabby knife has actually got a multiplier to armor and does a tiny bit of damage. Particularly nice when you stun the bastard.
Remember to eat.
I like the music on this map. It's very Mass Effect. Didn't want to take on that guy, but I did. What? Okay, well, I didn't do it for the last Krogan, but this is what I'm going to do with other Krogans, is I'm actually going to stick them well, after I've avenged them. Get some extra damage in, although I haven't got the armor damage evolution on my sticky grenade to make that super worthwhile. That is definitely where I'll be going with it in the future.
Squad member down.
Just kill you, I guess. Gotcha.
that again now, can you?
Where there was a guy here. But, there, I'll just kill you instead, I guess. Just like you might notice that enemies just glow and go completely static, even if they're like airborne in this game. That'll be because someone's either shadow striking in or they're coming in with a biotic charge. I love how the enemy patiently await for that demise.
Oh, right.
They will defy gravity and wait for the strike.
Stasis effect that enemies tend to get when they get charged or...
Oh, imagine stasis being in the
Yeah,
game.
they could easily implement stasis.
Yeah, I know.
And it just do that.
Thank you.
Chop, chop. Okay.
Be ready.
Have you noticed the last evolution for Stealth Grid work for Avenger Strike?
Hostiles en route.
I think it does, and that's not because I've actually got the evolution, but that's because me and you played a game with this character side by side, and you did more damage with your strike than I did. Because I remember you saying, "God, I attacked this enemy and it doesn't even kill it," because I expected it to do more damage, and you're going, "Oh, mine does," and you've got that. You got your stealth kit fully maxed out, so I'm guessing that must be translating after all, just due to that.
I expect the duelist is something like the Slayer, if you manage to get her. But she's got lance and she's got charge, so it makes me see, makes you think you could play her kind of like the Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, totally. Honestly, by the sounds of things, just charge and lance instead of charge and shit. What was it called? Phase disruptor. Yeah, phase disruptor.
For my duelist, I'm going to be checking for backsplash just because it's more interesting and I can have a damage buff.
I do like backlash. Backlash, you can tell, was designed for this game. it's so more dynamic. It fits well in with just how the game moves. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of the powers they brought back. They haven't optimized them properly for this game. In fact, I don't know what they've done with a lot of them. I mean, Overload. What happened, dude? What happened? It takes longer than ever to recharge the thing, then longer than ever to actually use the damn thing, and then it does fuck all damage afterwards. And it's got the cheek to only like detonate one combo, no matter how many times you make it chain. I don't understand why they felt the need to nerf it so badly. Especially when you got, again, check out Wild Frenzy's video on just how many combos you can set off with Shockwave. That clearly doesn't seem to be an issue as far as BioWare is concerned, unless they don't know that happens with Shockwave, the amount of power combos you can get off with one move. But the time and investment on the majority of things is just wonky as sin right now, and I heavily look forward to them fixing that. Oh, okay. Careful, when your teammates die, it stops you from meleeing until you, like, do other shit. You have to sink so much time and resources. You got to endanger your character. you got to wait for days, and then the payoff is shitty. And that's not just Overload. That's so many powers and so many weapons. And that's my main issue. I mean, we had some debates in the last version of the Part 5, and you guys do need to realise that Myth's just really fucking good at what he does. He was trolling. he doesn't believe the game's balanced at all. He just says that because he knows he gets people really wound up when he says it is. Because
particularly wound up by a certain person who's always in the
yeah. In the BioWare stream, they've got their apologizers, and you've got to wonder if they're just trolling or not, because there's no way you can think that everything fits in nice here. It's clunky. The whole game is like super clunky. Look at that empty health bar.
Yeah, I've been getting that. My melee is often sending enemy flying with no health left, and I have to finish my
Yeah, it happens a lot. You know, it's super frequent where you're left with an enemy that's got no health, but he's still kicking. It's like he's been left with 1 HP. Like there's a really heavy health gate mechanic in the game as well. I do love the fact that you can have really dynamic shadow strikes like that. Let's also not forget I got a gun here. That's actually really good. I'm a big fan of the Dan. I just haven't had the opportunity to really shoot with it. It's like the love child between the Raider and the Geth Plasma Shotgun, which I know sounds fucking incredible, but you do remember this is Mass Effect Andromeda. And I've only got it at rank 3.
Key enemy personnel in that area. Don't let them leave.
It tracks, though. It stuns, you know, reliably, I'd say. And it does some good damage. I would say the tracking gets really off the closer you get to the enemy, which is kind of ironic. But, yeah. Other than that. If you get, like, work a medium distance with the gun, it usually, like, goes straight for their fucking head. It's great. Okay. Berserkers, of course.
Target eliminated.
Thank you kindly.
Battery is running low. Why that be taking you on like that?
Squad member down.
Die.
Target down.
Pile of roadhouse.
Slice.
My shield.
Hang in there.
I like her to stab.
Info on a new target in.
Where's the target? Oh. Yeah, even when it even comes to spawning the next target, it's really fucking like delayed and clunky in this. And I think all these like delays and stuff, they register more because the game's so much faster and more dynamic. It's like it just rings so much like louder. That this shit isn't in sync. But I would still say the biggest offender is just the repetitiveness of it all. It's very repetitive right now. I'm hoping for big ideas in the future. Feel free to use some of the ones we've just spitballed here in the stream. They're on the house. Because, yeah, let's bring that one up, because I thought that was a really cool idea. That was something we were discussing with the Salarian Architect in the last stream. Because there's, like, Remnant shields that either debuff enemies or give you health regeneration, wasn't it?
Finally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the single player, if you walked into them yourself, you took damage and stuff. But it also
Right, yeah,
did
well,
the enemies.
their functionality, like... Oh, yeah, so it did damage over time or debuffed, was it?
It either did damage or it gave you a shield.
Time to go.
Buff.
Get to the extraction.
Right, okay. Well, yeah, so just, like, remanufacture something like that for the Salarian, and you kind of got yourself, like, a tech biotic sphere, is what we said, and I think that's awesome, because biotic sphere was... Very happy to see any kind of reincarnation of that return. I think that would be a lot more dynamic and interesting than what the barricade is, because the barricade essentially is just a fun grenade, as far as I'm concerned.
So I'm back, better late than never.
Yeah, so you literally joined us for extraction of the final game, buddy.
Well, everyone can think about my voice as they do things.
There needs to be a lot more variety and originality right now, because the game is screaming for it. And hopefully, you know, buffing all the powers and all the weapons will give us so much more than what we've got right now. Because I've just basically got like a field of guns that I just have no interest in using. Because I think that every time I unlock something, I go to you guys, oh, I just got this, and you go, no, shit. And I'm like, oh, alright, I guess I'll just use this still then.
Yeah, it's the thing. I've unlocked a nice number of... Well, I've unlocked every single weapon that isn't ultra rare, which is fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just... I can only use 3 of the weapons I have.
It's, yeah. it's ridiculous. It's not real variety. Just because it's content in the game, but it's content you want nothing to do with, frankly. Oh, that's annoying. Might use my darn.
My saving barrier just saved my arm.
That's how Apex gets it done.
Saving private barrier.
what this blanket cocoon is moaning about is that everyone wants to one-shot enemies from across the map with every gun. It's like,
No. No one's asking for that.
we want the guns to work. That's all we want.
I tell you what we want. We want to be able to effectively deal with the challenge the game throws at us. It's a horde mode situation. It's horde mode. Let's be honest. It's horde mode, and there's a lot of enemies that move incredibly quickly. A lot of them invisibly, and you know what we when we the thing we can turn around and respond with is just not that good, and it just makes every encounter tedious. Because it's like, oh, good, I'm now wrestling with this dog again. Shoot it off, and then it's still alive. You know, you beat it off, it's still alive. You shoot it, it's still alive. You shoot it again, it's still alive. You shoot it again. Oh, it's died, thank God. And you got to remember, how many of those do they spawn per wave? It's just like, that happens over and over and over again, and that's why it doesn't work. That's why it feels awful. It's not that we want to be able to just mow everything down and have no challenge. We just want to be able to be in tune with the challenge.
Yeah,
But hopefully with the upcoming patch we'll get there.
Yeah, I want to use any weapon I like on my Salarian Architect. I want to use Remnant weapons on him because he's the Remnant specialist.
Yeah, this is something we've talked about as well. We really want to bring back like race boost bonuses and stuff like that, because those sweet they were small. They were like something like maybe 10-15%. They were multiplicative, I know, but they had to be small because of that. But it was beneficial, because then it's like, oh, now I got this Geth character with this 15% multiplicative bonus. It's like his passives alone are shit. Give him a Geth weapon, changes everything, and that's depth. You know, that's character depth, and we haven't got that in the game right now. Right now, we've got all these characters, a lot of them sharing a lot of the same moves, and they're all probably going to be using a lot of the same weapons at the moment. And I'm sorry, you've got a game with a couple of maps, 3 enemy factions. It needs that variety. It needs it. You need to make all the content interesting. Because as much as people complained about Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, just for its existence and what that meant resource draining from the single-player campaign, the reason we had a load of cool weapons for Mass Effect is because of the multiplayer. The team wanted to design toys they could sell to us, and yeah, that's because they were fun to play with, and that's what we need the guns to be again, honestly, if you want to keep this going. But let's wrap things up with... Well, I'll go to the store. I'm going to get myself a premium pack. Maybe unlock some new characters for further streams or future.
Get it for me. Buy it for me.
I'll get it for you, Dill. No, I got my Angara up to 10. And I got a shotgun barrel. Okay, woot woot.
Well, my Angara's only at like 2.
Yeah, but you can't play, so you're just beating yourself over the back here. There's nothing you can do about the situation.
I feel bad that other people have unlocked all the stuff. It's just
Yeah.
haven't been able to do any of that.
It's so not you. It's not you, it's me.
Probably
Me.
in the same level as me and Bwnci.
You were ahead of me when we started, let's be honest. You guys get on here more than I do.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at the build. Do I want to put these points into sticky, or do I want to upgrade my stealth grid? I think I'm going to go to stealth grid. But sticky grenade, I'm going to go with the damage, I'm going to go with the shrapnel, and I'm going to go with the armor damage. That's basically going to let me take out those meaty mothers after I've done my Avenger strike. Stealth grid, I'm going to go with the power capacity, I'm going to go with the shield regen, and I'm going to go with the damage boost, or the ambush grid, I guess. Avenger strike, I've gone with the recharge speed just so I can use it frequently. This is my closer, so it lets me get around the map effectively and position myself in an effective position with the enemy. So as much as I would like to have the damage per second, because I'm a big fan of damage, my favorite stat, I just want to be able to get around the map and position myself more often. So I do recommend the recharge speed until... I would love to see the recharge speed on all powers get massively buffed right now. But yeah, that's what I got for now. Damage then for the next rank. And then I went with the stun, because you don't need this one. just because like I've gone over it like every time I've played an infiltrator. It's like the fact that you can just drop aggro with both, you know, your invisible power and your evasive maneuvers means that it doesn't matter that the enemy spot you, because you can just instantly get yourself out of that situation and stop all the damage coming your way. So I don't think you need to debuff the damage they do to you. Just stun them and then cut up that guy before he gets out of that stun. Also helps with the shields and synthetics and stuff.
Is birds tweaking?
I can hear birds tweeting too.
Okay, I'm
That's me.
was wondering-
I'm outside.
I was about to. Oh, okay, I was wondering, has the stream gone on that long? For the bioelectric defense, I've gone with the movement speed and the damage resistance. I mean, this is another reason why you don't need damage resistance on your Avenger strike, because you can just get it here. Because you definitely don't need these health bonuses when the enemy aren't attacking you. Then I went with the melee damage, and you better as hell believe that I went with the melee damage again. And that's these 4 builds. 2 of them, I would say, vastly improved. I hope you enjoy them. I'm certainly enjoying these characters more with these new builds, so go ahead and check them out if you haven't already. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow now, guys. I'm going to do another stream tomorrow. I'm not going to let 6 get lost in this week. We're going to just do 2 streams this weekend, so I'm going to be back tomorrow at 8 with another 4 characters for you. I've only managed to unlock one other ultra rare character, so we're going to be revisiting some of the oldies. Going to be looking back at some of these old humans and doing alternative builds with them. Some of them are interesting. Some of them have got problems. We'll get to them when we get to them. Of course, there is one extra ultra rare character, and I must say I'm a big fan of this dude right here. Right, okay. Of course, join in tomorrow to check that out. We are live at 8 British summertime. I'll see you then. Thank you for joining me today. You're a big help, guys. You have no idea how much it helps me. I really appreciate you all coming out to see me every weekend. But until then, guys, it's been beautiful. Let's do it again sometime.